webinar around our new content audit tool. My name is Carmen. I'm a customer success manager at StoryChief, and today I'm also joined by PJ. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So you guys asked me back to do another webinar. Normally you do not try not to let the engineers talk, but it's nice that you invited me back. It's going to be a fun one, this one.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's really nice to see you all in there and also to have you because you are a really main point for this content.
Yeah,
tool.
I made this.
Exactly, he made
Yeah.
this. So he has a lot
along with other people as well, but this was kind of my baby.
your project indeed.
Yeah.
So yeah, today we are gonna go through this content audit tool, what it is, why we decided to implement it. We are also gonna see how it works live, and then we will also see some best practices. There will be time for questions as well at the end. So if you have any questions, you can start using right away the Q&A section that you have. So you can
But can they hear us? Does everybody hear us?
yeah, we get some messages that some people cannot. So I think it's probably on your side.
Yeah, he thumbs up. Everything's okay now. Oh. Weird. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably the settings.
Yes.
Okay, but let's get started. So yeah, I'm just gonna we have a small presentation as usual. Let's just go through it. So what is it about today, right? So we've developed this content audit tool that will provide you with a way of analyzing your data from your website. And it will come up with recommendations, opportunities to improve existing content, to create also new content, so that you don't have to look this up yourself, which takes a lot of time, right?
Yeah, exactly. How we came up with this feature is actually by talking to our internal marketeers and just ask them like, what's the most tedious thing you have to do that you would like to have automated? And we made a collection of those. And the main ones were like very much related to content audits. So that's why we made this one.
Yeah. So today we are gonna go through the what and the why. Very important also for you to give you some background information. We are also gonna jump in right in our account to see how it works, and then we will share some best practices. Also review the last releases because we've been really busy this summer.
Busy summer.
With some other features as well. And then, as I said, at the end, there is some time for questions, but you can start asking right away if you have anything to ask.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's get started. Yeah. So why and what is this content audit tool? So basically, this content tool analyzes your website's performance. So we need your data in order to be able to analyze it and find out these improvement opportunities. So basically, the main important thing is that is actionable. So that means that we will not only give you the improvement points or the opportunity points, but we will also help you fix them right away within the editor. So in StoryChief, you write your content. You also have your archive of content. So basically, you will be able to make fixes right away without leaving the platform, which makes it very handy, very efficient as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's like 3 steps to each and every task that we try to automate. We detect what's wrong or what's an interesting opportunity. We then show to you what the status currently is. We analyze your data, and the third one is how can you solve this? And we integrate it with the existing tools of StoryChief to make sure that you can do it with a couple of clicks, essentially.
Exactly, that was the goal. So basically, the why we did this is because we spoke to our marketing team, but also to many of you about when and how did you conduct audits, content audits. And it came to our attention that it's very time consuming to make these audits yourself. So people would only do audits once or twice a year, which is really not enough, especially because by the time you conduct an audit,
it's often already too late.
Exactly, it's too late. Your content is already losing a lot of traffic. You missed on opportunities. So, and it also takes a lot of hours from a full-time employer to do this, which, you know, doesn't make it really profitable. So that's why we decided to come up with a tool that can automate this process and just do it for you so that you can still focus on, you know, creating your content strategy.
Creating actual content.
Exactly, creating actual content, planning, creating your calendar, so you don't have to lose time in looking page by page what is working and what what it isn't. So the goal for this content audit is to improve your SEO performance. That's why we are all here. It will also help you increase traffic, obviously, because we will also give you tips and advice on how to do that. And also we will make sure that with the tool, you get also a better audience engagement. This is basically the goal, the end goal of any content marketeer, right? So that's why the tool is there.
Getting cold hard extra clicks and traffic. Indeed, that's how it was designed.
Exactly.
All right.
Perfect. What are the core components of this tool? Basically, it's very hands-on and really how do you say?
Yeah, it's proactive. Exactly.
That means that if in the past you were only conducting audits once or twice a year, now it's basically every 7 days that you get real-time information, recommendations, and opportunities, so that you can know that you can be sure that you always have the last information that is needed and that is important to your business.
And that's a major game changer. If your content is declining, if things are wrong, you want to change it as quick as possible, because sometimes it can be too late if you notice it.
So maximum within 7 days, you would already know if a page or a specific content is declining in traffic, for example.
Yeah.
Also, the tool is capable of detecting this content decay, right? So if we see that a page is losing traffic, meaning that it's losing clicks, then we will also let you know as soon as possible, which is not the case when you had to do this on your own. It's impossible. No one would tell you. There was no trigger.
You had to scroll through tables of data and stuff like that, and build your own dashboards.
And still make conclusions, right? And guess, it was a guesswork, right? So basically trying to guess if your feelings are correct or not. We also make it possible to prioritize your action points. So that means that we will give you a bunch of recommendations, but we will also tell you which ones are more important than others.
Yeah, exactly. And how that's done behind the scenes is we will look at, okay, how many extra impressions or clicks could you gain by doing this? We've got algorithms that are predicting how big the impact will be. So it's not based on like some thing or some score that we developed ourselves. No, it's cold hard clicks and impressions for most of these opportunities. So you know, okay, what do I need to do first? And that's for a lot of content marketers difficult.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of people have access to their data, which is crucial, but they don't know exactly what is the most important thing to start fixing. So we will tell you that as well. So it makes the process way easier again. And then the last core component is obviously that tool will help you optimize your SEO, which is again very crucial. So we will suggest keywords. We will also help you improve your meta descriptions or your SEO titles. And this will all improve your SEO performance as well.
Yeah, that will become very clear very soon, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, what do you need in order to activate or in order to start using this audit? So if you go to your StoryChief account, and you can do this while we give the webinar, all of you will see the audit tab at the top in your navigation bar. And depending on how far you've been in the setup, you may see a screen similar to the one that you are seeing now, or you will already see immediately all the cards and all the recommendations. So for the ones who are seeing the screen that I'm showing now, basically, in order for us to get the right data and to be able to make the conclusions, we need two things. First, we need to know who you are as a company. What is your background? What is your target audience? What are your content pillars? What is your brand voice? So that means creating or generating your content strategy. So that would be the first step. So if you see this step on your account, you just click on it, and you will be prompted to fill in this information with a wizard. If you have already done this in the past, you don't have to do it again, but then you will see that the step is crossed. Yeah, exactly. So meaning that you don't have to do it. And then the second step is connecting your Google Search Console account, which is where we get the data from. So that's also a crucial step. Without the data, we cannot really provide you with the right recommendations. So that's also a second step that you need to do. Again, if this is grayed out, you don't have to do it, it's already done. But once you feel or once you do both steps, then you will immediately see all the cards flowing in. So there is no waiting time, it's just immediately the system will be at work and will give you all the information at once. If any of you need help with setting up one or those or the two or the second step, let me know after the webinar. I will plan a call with you, and it will not take more than 5 to 10 minutes to do this. So just let me know.
The rescue.
Yeah, exactly. It's so easy that we can just set it up in a few minutes.
Yeah, it goes pretty quickly.
Yeah. So just contact me or Marcela, your account manager, and then we can help you out very fast. Once this is set up and then you start seeing the cards, then is when actually the magic starts. And I would suggest that we jump right away.
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's go into one of our accounts. So this is one of the accounts that we are going to use today. So as I said, if you go into the audit tab here at the top, then you will see all the cards, all the recommendations coming in. Because we've done the 2 steps earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And they're sorted by importance of what we deem the most important.
Exactly. So here you also see the priority. So the first ones are the ones that need the highest priority. What are these cards? So we came up for now with 6 type of opportunities. In the future, we are gonna come up with more. So also, guys, if you have any, suggestions and feedback, and if you miss
things that you want to have automated from an SEO perspective, this is your chance.
Exactly. Just let us know, and then we will research, we will look into it, and we will try to implement it as well. So right now, I think the best way to show you this is if I go just and explain the 6 ideas, just so that you have an idea of what is included. And then, PJ, I don't know how you feel about explaining in detail.
Yeah, I'll go a little bit in depth.
Perfect.
That's good.
Okay. So basically, new content ideas, what it is just fresh topics that we are going to suggest you based on recent trends and also based on competitive research. So we will look at what is working outside of your industry related to your company and your content strategy, and then we will propose to write new topics that you haven't written yet. That's one of the opportunities that we will give you. The second one, this is page losing traffic. Basically, this means that your content or a certain page is experimenting a decline in clicks in comparison to before, right? So in the moment we see that there is, some declining in clicks, we will let you know as soon as possible so that you can fix it, so that you can apply some changes to it before it's too late. But PJ will also go into detail later. Then we have another opportunity type, which is underperforming click-through rate. Basically, this means that certain content is getting less clicks than your competitors are getting based on similar searches. So we think there is potential, but then you need to fix probably the meta description or the SEO title in order to get as many clicks or more clicks than your competitors are getting. So we will also help you with that. Something else that we have is the content gap. You probably have heard of this in the past. The content gap will give you in-depth topics that are missing in your existing content and that is expected to be found by other users or by search engines so that you can actually add it to your existing content. And then we have new content expansion. This involves creating content that complements existing content that you already have, which will also boost your content strategy as well. And then the last one that we have is the new content pillar, meaning that this is a cluster of topics that supports your content strategy that you are already writing about, but probably not enough or not, as much as you could to get way more traffic to to your website as well.
Yeah, those are very good explanations. I can actually go.
No, please don't go.
No. Maybe I can go over like a couple of examples that will make it very clear.
Yeah.
So essentially, you can divide them up into two categories, I would say. So one is mainly for monitoring your existing content, making sure it's up to date, and the other one is to create new ones, to redefine your strategy to create new ones and stuff.
Exactly.
So let's maybe start with the maintaining ones, because I think these can be very powerful. So page losing traffic. Yeah, you already touched upon it, right? So what you see here is we're going to look at all of your pages and their performance throughout time, and we're going to look for the pages that actually are dropping in position and that are also losing clicks. How bad is it, and which ones should you really focus on a lot, because your competing articles are way more up to date. Which ones should you really start updating? And you can clearly see the decline here in those like blue graphs that you see. So you can also see like how quickly is it declining? Is it steep? Is it gradual? So that will make it more easy to know, okay, what actually happened. And so you can see here, yeah, so this page has declined for 10 positions, dropped 10 positions since the peak that you can see right here. And that corresponds to $363 in monetary value. Now, what does that monetary value thing mean? A lot of content marketers here, they know that not all clicks and not clicks on every keyword are like as valuable. Some keywords, they're very important, they're very competitive. Everybody wants to try to rank on them, likely because they are very crucial to leading leads to actually start showing buyer intent. And some are a little bit less. For example, here the keyword is best screenshot tool for Mac. It's maybe a little bit less relevant and less competitive than if we look at social media campaign examples right here. That's going to be for StoryChief, for example, way more valuable.
Exactly.
So in that way, we can order your declining content by how valuable we think the position and the clicks are that you lost. And that's actually a feature that we haven't really seen with a lot of competitors, and it makes sure that you start focusing on the right things first, I would say.
If I understand correctly, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
So basically this monetary value means that this would be the amount of money that you have to spend in ads in order to get to the same position that you were before. That
you lost organically. Yeah, exactly. That's actually a perfect explanation for it. That's how we calculate it. And so you can see that, for example, here, you've lost, or you could reserve 750 clicks worth $363. So that's a lot less than the 600 here, even though that there's less clicks that you can regain. So yeah, makes it really, really cool and intuitive, in my opinion. So the next one is underperforming click-through rate. So click-through rates, many of you know, but it's essentially how many people that have seen your post on Google search results have actually clicked on it exactly. As a ratio. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at all of your previous pages and the click-through rates that they had, and we're going to see, okay, what's a normal click-through rate for a position that you rank on? Obviously, you're going to on the first page, your click-through rate will be a lot higher than on the fifth place normally, because there's a lot of people that see, okay, I'm looking for B2B content marketing. I click on the first one I see, but we're going to look at outliers. Where is it really a lot lower than is expected? And that's what you can see at the top here. For example, for this particular page, we see that the actual click-through rate is 0.2%, while we expect it to be 1%. And what we then do is we say, okay, maybe let's try to explain why this is happening. Why is your competition getting more clicks, even though that they're seeing your posts on the results? And actually, this is a pretty good example, because if you look at all of the competitors, so even the ones that are the articles that are ranking below it, everybody is explaining what B2B content marketing is. So B2B content marketing is the keyword that we're ranking for here. So everybody is explaining what it is. It's the practice is using content. Everybody's given a definition, but our article isn't. So people are looking B2B content marketing. They also want to know what is it, and they don't see that our article talks about that, so they skip it and click on another one.
Yeah. So our article,
we're not ranking bad.
Our article is the one
with the star.
With the star.
Yeah, exactly.
And exactly. That's our meta description is not really explaining what's B2B.
Yeah,
content
exactly.
Is,
and I mean, if we would change that, that would probably lead in a lot of extra clicks and a lot of extra interest. And it's with this tool that you can really spot the differences and adapt your title and description, how people see your article on Google accordingly. So that's pretty cool, actually.
The solution is pretty much just adapting or changing or updating the meta description, which you can just do by clicking on apply, right? It will bring you to the editor.
Yeah, exactly. If your article is in StoryChief, it will bring you to the right tab where you can just change it, press publish, and it's it's changed. So that's cool.
Cool.
Then the last one, you talked about this one as well, of course, content gap. So many of you will probably have seen the content gap tab in our SEO editor, in our article editor of StoryChief. So what is content gap? What is our content gap tool? We're going to look at all the competition, what all the other people are writing about this keyword. So for example, in this case, EEAT, I'm going to look, okay, these are all the important topics that people are talking about. So this way you can make sure that if people are looking for a piece of information, they find everything they need somewhere in your article, and that you're not missing something important.
People expect to find those terms in
Probably,
your blog.
yeah. Of course, not all of them, but it gives you a very good, like if you would use a lot of these terms, you will start ranking higher because people find your content, find what they're looking for and stuff like that. But what's even extra here, we do the proactive version of this. So what we're going to do is we have an algorithm that has seen thousands and thousands of pages with their position, but also with the domain authority of the blog that's writing it, the difficulty of the keyword, how many people, the search volume of the keyword, how many people are looking for it. So a lot of data about the page. And we have an algorithm that's able to say, okay, this is what's expected and this is what's not. And what we show here is we show pages where you're really ranking lower a lot than expected. For example, here the position is 45 for this keyword, and for us and our domain authority, we expect it to be a lot higher given how long the article has been online and stuff like that. And then we're also going to check, is there an actual content gap? And in this case, there is. And just by including more of these terms and doing good research about, okay, what are people looking for, you'll probably rise in position a lot.
Yeah, within a few days, right?
Yeah. I know that our internal marketing team has like conducted experiments, and after 7 days, they saw like a 20% increase in traffic because they rose positions again. So we make the content gap proactive with this opportunity type.
Yeah.
And that rounds up all the automation part, not the automation, the monitoring ones. Exactly. So let's now go to creating new content. So this one, people that did the AI wizards probably have seen, but we boosted it, we revamped it a little bit. So what we do is for each content pillar, for each topic, we're going to do extensive research. Our AI is going to read a lot of the high trending articles and news outlets for this particular content pillar, and is going to look, okay, what are like the things that are the topics that are trending right now, what is ranking well, and we're going to suggest IDs based on that research. But then also we have like 3 scores that tell you something more about how interesting it would be for you to implement this, create a content piece to an ID that's similar to this. So what the relevancy is we're going to look at your company intelligence. So your description, the thing you filled out during the AI wizards, and how much does it match with this idea?
With your content strategy.
Yeah, exactly. With your value proposition, with your content strategy and stuff like that. Then also how unique is the idea? Of course, if, for example, if you ask ChatGPT for ideas, it's going to tell you things that have been done many a times before. That's not where you want to compete. You want to compete on new, fresh things that are a little bit more niche, but that actually a lot of people are looking for. And the last one is difficulty, which tells you how difficult is it to rank for this keyword. So what's like the difficulty score of this keyword from an SEO perspective. And then we rank all the IDs based on these scores. So it's like a very smart, clever content ID generator.
Exactly. Yeah. And if we were to actually create an article based on this new content idea,
you can go ahead.
Let's do that, right? So imagine that I want to create a blog article, but it can also be a social post or something else. Then it's as easy as just clicking on create. And then you are asked what type of content you want to generate. In my case, let's say this is an article. I can also assign it to my writer. or my team of writers, just to let them know that they have to, write on top of it and tweak it. I can give some notes. I can also assign it to a campaign if I want to. And then I just create a blog article with the help of the AI. So now the AI is basically going to create or generate a full blog article based on all this information that PJ has given. And then our writer, who has already been notified about this, will just come in and take a look at what is written and then just make some changes, tweak it, improve it a little bit, personalize it, and it's ready to go. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And this is a great place to start. And I think this shows how we designed the content audit. We wanted all the call to actions and the ways to solve it to tie into all the different features that StoryChief has, collaboration, the writing assistant, but
Exactly.
it's also the case for the other ones, so that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it makes it just very easy because, okay, the system is telling me that there is a new content idea. I agree with it. I just want to take action, and within, I don't know, 20 seconds, I have a full blog article that I know is optimized, that I know is following my content strategy. I mean, what else can I ask for, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean,
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's a really good way of seeing how it works. But there are some other.
Yeah, there's two more
opportunities,
in
yeah.
the create section, I would say. And that's a new content expansion. This one's pretty powerful too. So here we're going to look for follow-up opportunities for existing content that has performed pretty well. We're going to look at which content has performed pretty well. Our algorithms will read the entire article and look, is there an opportunity here? We'll do keyword research on what's been written in the article to write like a follow-up article that kind of has been touched upon or nearly touched upon in the original article, and create a very powerful backlink opportunity. Of course, one of the magic words of SEO is backlinks. They're so important.
That's internal linking, right?
Yeah, internal linking, exactly. So you could write a follow-up article here about this. You link back to your original that will not only give you new traffic for the new article, the follow-up one, but also really boost the SEO.
The original one.
Yeah, and the position of the original one, because it's so important for search algorithms. And so for example, here we can see 14 social media examples you can see right now. Has been a pretty successful article. We're going to read the article and look at, okay, are there like follow-up opportunities here? Not just one. We give a couple ones with like important SEO information. How many people are looking for the keywords? So 1,000, but it's going to be difficult to compete with. Or do we go for a little bit less, but it's a little bit easier to compete with? So in this way, we do the keyword research for you as well. You can already have an idea with where you can start out with. So that's a pretty powerful one too.
The magic is that you can select then what keyword do you want to create an article for, and then you just click on create, and then the same thing happens as previously, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Nice.
Very nice. And then the last one is the content pillar. A new content pillar. So what we're going to do here is we're going to look at your existing content pillars, and we're also going to look at all the keywords you've ranked for, and you've ranked well for, a little less well for, every keyword that all your pages talk about. And we're going to group them into these clusters and look, okay, is there like a gap in your content strategy, in your already defined content pillars? If there's something that you haven't really defined, but you should really create like a strategy around. And that's what's shown here. So for example, here we have a missing content pillar called SEO tools and techniques. And we see that actually that if we look at all the keywords that follow below this umbrella term, there's 37K impressions already under this. And what we show underneath here is we're going to compare the amount of impressions that this potential content pillar would have with the impressions on your already defined content pillars in your company intelligence.
So the pink ones are basically the content pillars that we are already writing content for, and
that's already in your company intelligence.
The pink bar gives us the volume of the
amount of impressions.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the potential one, the new one that is missing, is basically showing us how many more impressions we would get if we start writing about that.
Yeah, exactly. So how we see this used often, how we use it as well with our marketing team, is we look at this and we say, okay, next quarter, SEO tools and techniques, that's a new content pillar that we can develop an entire campaign around,
perfect.
because we see it's connecting with people, it's interesting. We just need to define it. And once defined here, and once you click create here, it's added to your company intelligence, and it will start serving you content IDs for it in the content audit the week after.
Yeah,
You
so in
can
7
already see a
days,
couple of teasers here.
exactly in 7 days, the content audit tool will already provide you with new content ideas for this content pillar that you have added today to
And
your
you see a little
strategy.
sneak peek down below for ones you will likely have. So yeah, that wraps up the 6 ones.
Yeah, I think that's really amazing. Again, if you miss any other ones that you typically have to do manually, just let us know. We are very interested. But I also wanted to explain that once we have all the cards, all the recommendations in here, you can also organize them a little bit, right? So to make sure that you know which ones you have done already or which ones you don't want to do. So for each of the cards, you can mark them as done. So once you've done it, you can just, get it out of the picture, and then you will also give the AI the opportunity to bring new ideas, but also it will also teach, or it will also train the tool to know what type of content you are actually working with.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not just a management thing. What we'll do behind the scenes is update our algorithm like real time about, okay, which types do you like, which types do you not like, but we can also learn more about, okay, how can we improve the opportunities itself to make sure that they're more tailored to you and that they're more what you actually want to see. So
exactly.
yeah,
And
the
same, imagine that you don't want to take action on a card because it's not the direction you want to take, or maybe because you don't find it relevant. Doesn't really matter why, but you can discard it, and it will also train the system to know what you don't really want to touch upon your content strategy. So it's very important that you really start training the system so that in a couple of weeks, you really see even more personalized and tailored opportunities for your company.
Yeah, cool. And can you, if you go to the discarded pile, you can also put them back open if you're like, okay.
Exactly. It can be that after a few weeks or months, you want to revisit something, you can go to it and then you can just, mark it as done or mark it as open.
Yeah.
And then it will come back to the list of opportunities to be tackled. So you can indeed just put it back if you want to. The ones that you've done will also be showing so that you can also follow, or your colleagues can follow on what has already been done and what is working for us.
Yeah.
So that's really good. And then we also said in the beginning that you can prioritize these tasks so that you really start taking action on the most important ones. So you can do that with this filter. Here you can really say to only see the high priority ones. So you tackle this first. Once you've done that, you can go to the medium and the low ones. So this is a great way to really only see what is important to you at this moment.
Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a content audit, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Maybe there's some best practices that we can follow.
Exactly. Yeah, I was thinking about the same.
Yeah.
So there are some best practices here when speaking to our marketing team, but also to many of you as marketeers. We noticed that conducting regular audits is crucial. Before, in the past, because this was something manual, people could only afford to do this once or twice a year, but now there is no excuse anymore. We will give you new real-time data every 7 days. So just take a look at it with the frequency that you decide, but don't wait more than a quarter, because it can be just
no excuses, guys. Carmen said it.
Yeah, no excuses. Also, another recommendation that we give is that you first focus on the high priority ones, right? We just said it before. We make it easy for you to know which ones have a bigger importance. So really just go first to tackle those, because they will make a bigger impact on your SEO performance. Another recommendation is that you can use the AI power mode. Obviously, this is part of the content audit, but in the moment you are asked to update an article, use the AI for that. You are asked to create a new article, we've seen it, use the AI for that. You want to do keyword research, you want to find a social post.
Yeah, or a good new title and description based on all the other ones.
Meta description, anything, the AI can help you with that. So just, use it because it's there for you. and then keep doing this on a regular basis. So basically, this is an ongoing process. It's not something that you do once and then you forget. It's something that you have to make a habit of every month or every quarter, or as much as you want, but don't wait too much to
and it's we train you, you train us. Obviously, like all your feedback in app or live will make us improve this feature even more and make it more powerful.
Exactly. Yeah, totally agree. Okay, cool. I think there is still a little bit of time to just review very quickly all the last releases that we've done during this summer. So as you know, we have integrated with Google Search for you so that you have the data, so that you can interpret the data and analyze the data correctly. And that's the only way to make decisions, right? So just go to your Insights tab and connect with your Google Search Console account. We have also very recently enabled a task management function, basically to create boards, to create Kanban views, which will allow you to add your to-dos around content marketing. So whatever you have new ideas, you can put them in there. If you are already approving content and you just want to have some tasks for yourself, you can add a deadline to it. You can assign it to other colleagues. You can leave comments as well and a description. So just use StoryChief for that. You don't have to use a separate project management tool anymore. It's already included in your own StoryChief account as well. Something else that we've improved is the collaboration. So now you can also send approvals in bulk on articles. So you can select a bunch of articles and just send approval at once, and also resend it to make sure that, that you can follow up on those clients or those colleagues who aren't reviewing your content on time. And then for socials, we've also made some improvements. For example, the multimedia carousels. That means that you can create a social post with a mix of images and videos so that you can even boost your engagements more than in the past. So these are all the last releases. And then before we go to the Q&A, I just want to explain that all of you have access to the audits as of now until the 30th of September. If you already have access to the AI power mode, then the audit will keep working because it's attached to this module. However, if you don't have access to the AI yet, then you can upgrade with us. Just let us know. My colleague Marcela or myself will be happy to help you with that. But you can test it for free until the end of the month.
Yeah, you got a couple of weeks to try it out.
Exactly. So just take the advantage of doing that and just upgrade whenever you are ready to ensure that you can keep getting all these recommendations on time.
All right, sounds good.
Perfect. Let's have a look at the questions. Let me see what is in here. So we have a bunch of them have already been answered, so that's great. Then we have some other questions. Is there a way to select the keywords we want to focus on?
Do you mean in which opportunity type do you mean? Because that's an important thing. For example, with the content expansion, you can select the keyword you want to focus on. With the content IDs, we're going to say, okay, this is the keyword around the idea, but we do not really allow there to venture off into similar keywords and stuff like that. Okay. What are the results in French? Yeah, that's a very good question, actually. So what we do is, even if you write pages in multiple languages, and we are going to detect which language it is, and we are going to make sure that all the SEO analysis, if it's locally, also happens locally. So if it's in French, we're going to make sure that the content gap keywords, they're in French, that the search result keywords that we're comparing you to, they're in French. So it should normally work pretty well.
Perfect. Yeah, that's really good to know. Indeed, we have multiple clients from across the globe. They are writing content in multiple languages, so we need to make sure that this works for everyone, right?
I'm not seeing any other opportunity types except new content ID.
Yeah, I think it's,
we could check that one out, but what could be the case is that simply your blog doesn't have enough traffic. That sometimes happens. you would need to have like quite some clicks and impressions, not that much, but like some clicks and impressions so that we can actually see if something is changing or not. But we could look into this.
Yeah, we will look into it to see also if the Google Search Console account has been correctly linked.
Yeah, permissions and stuff like that. Yeah, we'll see.
We will look into it. We will contact you, so no worries about it.
Is an option.
Is there an option to create multiple boards?
Are you talking about the content audit boards or the task management boards?
I was thinking about the same. Well, in both cases, I would say the answer for now is no.
Yeah, for each workspace, there is one Search Console account you can connect. So also one recommendation board that you can.
But I mean, we are really curious to know more about it. So you can also contact us to give us more context and info, and then we can maybe look into it.
Yeah,
that's a very
that's what you mean, Dimi.
Yeah. Okay. Something else. Did you add the possibility to add documents on LinkedIn? Yes, that's already possible. So if you go to the social post, to the social media tool in StoryChief, you will see the possibility to add documents, which become a carousel when posted on LinkedIn. So that's already possible indeed. You can already test it and start using it right away. Okay, something else. Hi, can you also tag the video content added to social media post with the keywords for that post? Let me read it again. Can you also tag the video content added to social media post with the keywords for that post? I'm not sure if I understand the question.
No,
I get you mean that you create a social post with a video. That's what I understand, but I think this is also something that we will contact you for so that you can give us some more information and then we can take a look.
Yes. To focus on blogs, web pages. Oh, that's actually a really good question, Rieslaven. So can you set up the tool to focus on blogs, web pages? So right now it is both. But if that is something that is important to you, that you say, okay, no, I only want to focus on blog articles, or I only want to focus on landing pages, that could be something that we could add in the future, if this is what you mean, right? So, and right now it is both. It doesn't really matter.
No, perfect. Okay. Okay.
Kinga, thank you.
And then another question, can I track the performance of a specific page over time and see how my changes or updates affect the SEO?
Yes, of course, but that you're going to have to do in our Google Search Console dashboards. That makes it really easy to just filter on the page you changed, and then you can see like a timeline of how it changed, of course. So that's also possible here. You can show it here in the performance overview.
So you go to the insights, and then under the SEO insights, then you have all the data coming from Google Search Console. So then you go to organic traffic, and here in the search bar you can actually look for a specific keyword or a specific page.
Yes.
And then you can really see the evolution, the traffic, what is
over time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here at the top right, you also have the calendar picker where you can actually define the period that you want to look for.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, really good question.
And we do it this way too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, I think that would be it. Or are there new ones?
Yeah, we can also, because we still have time, look at the ones that maybe have been answered.
Yeah, let's have a look at what is the main advantage or difference versus SEMrush? Yes,
that's of course, nasty question, but a good one. I would say, for me personally, also as a content marketer, this is, you have to do a lot less yourself. SEMrush goes into detail a lot. You can go into detail like insane, but this is really like proactive. If you don't have a lot of time to do SEO, I think this is way clearer, because it focuses on, okay, I want to improve traffic. Where do I need to look at first? While in SEMrush, you have to be a little bit more technical, or you have to go a little bit more into detail yourself. Of course, that's my own opinion from using SEMrush and the Content Audit. But I think it's a lot more, it saves you more time. It's a lot more proactive.
Also, from my perspective, the fact that our opportunities or recommendations are already embedded in your StoryChief account, meaning that you can apply the changes right away, because it will open the right blog article, the right, in the editor, and then you just don't have to go to another platform.
Yeah, very good argument as well. Yeah. Exactly. It's if you create content with StoryChief, everything will go so quickly right to the correct page. So updating and tracking those updates, it's all in one place. It's not, that's a very good one.
Yeah, okay. Will we get access to the recording? Yes, indeed. We will send the recording to everyone. Then SEO is dying. What about?
Yeah, I totally don't agree with you, Gilles. Anyway, yeah. But fair enough.
Yeah, well, probably it doesn't have an answer, right?
It's not changing, but it's not dying. It's changing a lot. But we try, of course, to tap into those trends. And if search engines change, we tap into those. Our algorithms will change too, right? So we can, for example, we have algorithms that are going to map, okay, what is an expected CTR for a certain position. We will update that if the pattern of how you get to that changes.
Yeah, exactly. Then can you explain what the brand voice settings are? But our colleague already replied to that, so I think that's clear. But if not, Larissa, just let us know. Can StoryChief view content already on the website, so content is not repeated?
Yeah, very good question. So we do these opportunities, content audit, both on your content that is in StoryChief, but also that it's not in StoryChief. So
exactly, we get access to your data, to your content archive through the integration with Google Search Console.
Yeah, so also no duplicates.
Exactly, yeah. Then page losing traffic, is it only about losing clicks or also losing readers? For example, less readers than last week, or readers do not stay for the length of the full article?
No, it's only based on losing clicks, not on like how long people are reading it. It's really based on like the Google data.
Exactly.
So not necessarily the analytics of your on-page behavior of users.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, then hi, with me, the outperforming click-through rate is not available. It says no content matches this filter.
Yeah, so as I previously said, that either means that if that's the only one that's not there, Martijn, you're doing a great job, because that means that your titles and descriptions are actually really good and are maybe even like overperforming what they should. So that's actually a good thing if you don't have a specific opportunity, if you have other ones. So yeah.
Something that we can also take a look at.
Yeah, but likely if you have the other ones, it will mean that you're just doing a good job.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have anything to fix on that regard.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if the value of addressing a page is $500 worth of clicks, does that mean that fixing that page may improve the organic leads generated by $500 per week, or is it per year? What time frame is the clicks?
Very good question, and it is not a week, year, but it's a month. So very good question.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. Cool.
And so many questions.
Yeah. Why is there lost money attached to a page? What was taken into account to pick the amount of money lost on an underperforming page? What if the page has no shop function?
Yeah, so it's not necessarily about products or people actually buying stuff. It's more about, so you have lost your position. You've dropped your position
organically.
So
if you say, I want to get to that position no matter what, then you would need to invest in ads, and that costs money. So that's the money you would need to pay
for that keyword
to get
back to your position
where you were.
And so essentially it's like saved money if you do it organically instead of going for the ad solution. Of course, yeah, you're like, okay, I don't use ads, I don't care, but it's just a very good measure to tell you how important the decline or how severe the decline of a certain page is.
Yeah. Okay, let's do just one more because the list is too long. But it's
the one of Dimi, maybe.
We have a fairly big website with numerous pages. I can find specific pages in the content audit overview that would try to improve first. Is there an option to investigate specific pages?
Not yet, but again, Dimi, very good feature requests. We'll try to add extra filters as you've done previously. if we see that this is something that like people are interested in, and clearly it is, so that might be something we put on our roadmap, right?
For now, I would say in the Google Search Console data, you will be able to search for it. So indeed, you have to do it yourself. It's not going to be proactive given by the Content Audit tool as of now, but something that we can research.
Yeah, that you just say, okay, I want the opportunities for this particular page. That could be something that we add. Exactly. Yeah, good
Okay.
feature requests.
Well, let's leave it here because we are a little bit above time. But if you still have any questions that you would like to discuss with us, just let us know. Contact me or contact my colleague Marcela. We can set up a call also with PJ. He will be really happy.
Yeah, if you're more interested in the technical stuff, if you want to know about the algorithms or something, or you do not trust them, or you do trust them and you're just very interested and a little bit nerdy like me, always set up a call with me as well. Exactly.
Gilles, I am also seeing a question from you. So you can just test the audit tool by just clicking on the audit tab that you will see in your StoryChief account. And then you will immediately see all the data, all the opportunities and recommendations in there. So for all of you, it's already in there.
Yeah, and if there are none, it would likely mean that you will have to start connecting stuff.
Yeah.
And then you'll definitely get some.
Exactly.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right.
Thanks a lot for your
That was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for being here and being so interactive. We like that.
Yeah, we will be sending the recording soon and hope to see you in the next webinar.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.